Praveen Sani, both after surgical strike and as well as after this round of military exchange, if I can use that particular phrase, you have consistently argued that India has compromised its conventional deterrence. I would want to understand from you that as to how, in a time, when there's a general gung-ho in the atmosphere, that general feel good that India has actually been able to avenge the killings of the CRPF soldiers, that India has secured a lot and actually been able to set a new paradigm. How and why are you arguing that our conventional deterrence has been compromised?
So, first of all, there's a difference between perception and reality. Now, which narrative is accepted is higher is a matter of, how much people understand military power. Right. Now, talking of reality, let me get to the bare bones what has happened without getting technical. So what has happened is that I'm talking of the air element first, because this is the first time it has happened. We can talk 2016 later. So as far as this air element is concerned, what has happened is that stealthily we did breach the LC. Right. Because I'm convinced the LC has been breached and this has been accepted by the Pakistanis. Right. If it was not breached, they would not have retaliated. So how much it is breached, it's a matter of, we can keep discussing. Now, how many casualties are there, it's immaterial. The point is, we stealthily...
BJP leaders are coming up with
doesn't
different
matter.
Figures.
See, I'm just getting you to the basic point, what has happened. The LC has been breached by us stealthily. Now, the retaliation has come the next day...
Broad daylight.
In broad daylight.
Right.
Now, pause. What it means is they were not deterred by us. Right. This is a straight conclusion. Now, what is deterring? In modern war, it is the air element, not to go in the details, which will be the pivot of warfare. Right. Which means that the Pakistan Air Force and the Pakistan state is not deterred and they come in broad daylight too and they breach our LC. Our side, however they may do, it's not important, but it's been breached. And we have accepted that what they have done was a military aggression. We have accepted what they have done was an act of war. We did not retaliate. So in the first instance, they were not deterred. In the second instance, we did not have A, the political will to retaliate, and B, we did not have the military capabilities to retaliate. And this is where, on the one hand, the conventional deterrence...
It's quite significant what you're saying, that we did not have the military capability. Would you elaborate on this? How
yes,
you're saying?
Yes, I mean, this is the easiest thing to explain. This is the easiest thing to explain. You and I and everybody reads the paper every day. Right. We know the Air Force needs this, this, this. We know the Army needs all this. We know the Navy needs all this. We know the capabilities are not there. Capacities are not there.
Mr. Modi has already declared, that if we had Rafale, then the story would have been completely
that
different.
Is politics. The Bison can do as much of a job in this thing as a Rafale can. Right. We are not talking war right now. Right. We are talking of that first step where we did not retaliate to a military aggression. Right. What Mr. Modi is talking of is war. Right. That's something entirely different. Right. All right. So we did not have the military capability, we did not have the political will. Right. Both the things. Let me explain the political will. The first part was easier. If you recall, on the 26th itself, right, they held a meeting of the National Command Authority. Now, what is National Command Authority in Pakistan? It is actually nothing. It basically is where the government today, which is the political leadership, the military leadership, they sit down and they are supposed to discuss the nuclear issues. Right. The reality is the entire nuclear thing is with the Pakistan Army.
Right. It's not there with the civilian authority.
But the signaling was done here. Right. The signaling was done here that we've held this. The problem in this country is, and I say that I've been saying this for the last 4 decades, nothing has changed. And what has not changed is After we have done the nuclear test, we have never bothered to understand that there is a need for a seamless transition from the conventional to the nuclear aspect. We do not understand, and all politicians are scared of this. So you need a political will to fight a war. You see, they were aggressive, they were ready for the escalation. We were not ready for an escalation. So basically what I'm saying is, we have, whether we accept or we don't accept, because nobody will accept what I'm saying, because it doesn't go against the national narrative. The truth of the matter is, we have exposed our Air Force, we have exposed that we did not have the war fighting capability, and here is the bottom line. Therefore, to my mind, like the 2016 surgical strike, the Air Force has been used for publicity.
We have to talk to people in Kashmir.
Yeah. So the first thing is, just a bit of a clarification here. Let me simplify it further. It's something like this. I have a neighbor who's very strong. All right? And we've got a common hedge. I will dare not cut his hedge because I will not do it because I know he is very powerful. But he will cut my hedge and I can do bugger all about it. Now, what I'm trying to put across to you is, when people say that we have to do more strikes, the problem is, before that you have to build military power. That is the whole problem. If you have military power, now compare it with China. Do you know, or how many people know in this country, that what we keep talking of this transgressions from both sides are actually one-sided? We are not going anywhere across the line of control. In fact, all along the line of control, our patrolling limits are well inside, because we know that they are a formidable foe militarily. So what I am saying is, all this is fine if you do not build up your capabilities, and the Pakis have assessed we do not have capabilities, which is why they did what they did on the 27th morning. So to go back again that we will do this again, it is making a political statement. You see, because we have to first get our military power. I mean, who doesn't know? We have shortages. Who doesn't know? We do not have a defense industrial complex. Who doesn't know there are no military reforms here? Who doesn't know that we have a very limited budget? I mean, these are things which everybody knows. This is no state secret. So if you do not have a military power in place, now talking of the surgical strike, the then Foreign Secretary Jai Shankar has accepted to the Parliament Committee headed by Shashi Tharoor that these were low-level counter-terror operations. And we went and called them surgical strike, that this label has stuck. They were not, because the Indian Army, I know in the 90s and the 20s, the first part of the century, the Indian Army has done raids. What is raid? Raid is that you cross the LC and hit a Pakistani post. And what was done in 2016 September was, we just hit the launch pad. We never went to the post. So the point I'm making is, for God's sake, first build up a escalation capability, build up your military power, then everything, all these theories are